basic things which we have already discussed. Let me explain that you once again. Let's revise that. You know that the official name of our country is India, that is Bharat, right? And India became an
Yeah.
independent nation on 15th of August 1947. India became a independent nation, right?
Yeah.
India became an independent nation, and India, it's the seventh largest country in the world by area now. It's
Yeah.
the seventh largest
The
country
largest country in the
in terms of area,
area.
and it's the second most populated country after China. Right now,
Yeah.
China is the most populated country, and after that, after that, India is the second most populated country in the world. We know that. Okay.
Yeah.
Then about the geography of India, also I have told you that India lies in the northern hemisphere and in the eastern
Yeah.
hemisphere. Right.
Yeah.
These things you have learned. You should also be familiar with few more important things about India. Like India has total of 28 states. And how many union territories are there? There are a total of 8 union
Union
territories in
territory.
India, including Delhi, that is the national capital. Okay, these things we have discussed. Then we have learned about the name of the India also. Right now, how India has been known by different names throughout history. We have learned about it. Okay, so some
Yeah.
of the names were like it. India was known as Aryavard. It was known by the name of Jambu Dvipa. Right, it was known as Hind. Huh? So we have learned that India earlier, the mention of the name of India is found in different books also. By the way, Sai, you did not join the maths class today.
No.
You did not join the maths class today. You had a mathematics class also, no?
Yeah.
You were absent in that. Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay, try not to miss any classes. Why I'm saying so now? Because we don't have much time and we need to cover all the chapters on time. Okay,
Yeah.
we have to do questions on also. Okay, no. See, so we're saying that India has been known by different names throughout the time. Okay, India today is like a modern country with clear borders and a state, but in the past, the land of India was known by different names, and the boundary of India was also different. Right now,
Yeah.
so where we have learned that uh, in the ancient texts, like in Rig Veda, right now, India is known by the name that is the mention of India is there in the Rig Veda also, right? We also get to know about the names of India by the travelers also who gave account of India, right? Now they also mention about the conditions of India at that time. Getting it?
Yeah.
Uh, like in the Rig Veda, it's the India's oldest text, right now. It
Yeah.
refers to northwestern part of Indian subcontinent and it calls this part as Saptsindhava, right now, which is
Yeah.
land of seven rivers. What does Saptsindhava means?
Land of seven.
Land of
Yeah.
seven rivers. Very good. Okay, and this word Sindhava, it comes from Sindhu, that is Indus River, right now.
Yeah.
It comes from
Sindhu.
the Indus River, right?
Yeah. The Prussian soldier called the India Sindhu.
Uh, right. Then we learned that different parts of India now had different ancient names, right now. Today,
Yeah.
for example, if you talk about Kashmir, back in the day, it was known as Kashmira, right? It was known as Kashmira, right now.
Yeah.
So we see that in the Mahabharat, different names of India's different places have been mentioned there. Right now, as time passed, more names for different parts of India began to appear in literature. Okay, na, as time passed by, so names of different places were also found written in different literatures. Right now, for example, in one of the India's most famous texts was Mahabharata. In that, Kashmir was known as Kashmira. Haryana was called as Kurukshetra. Bengal was called as Vanga. Assam was called as Pragjyotisha. Right now, Kutch
Yeah.
is the Kutch is the Kutch region found in Gujarat
Yeah.
today. Right, and Kerala was known by the same name, that is Kerala only. Okay, so these things we have discussed. Right. So Now the question is that when did the entire subcontinent of India got its name? Right now, when this
Yeah.
entire India got its name, so we get to know about a term that is called as Bharat Varsha, means land of the Bharatas. Okay, now
Yeah.
getting it. So in the Mahabharata, we came across the term that is Bharat Varsha and Jambudvipa. Bharat Varsha basically means land of the Bharatas,
Bharatha.
land
Bharatha.
of the Bharatas. Now, who were the Bharatas? So we learned that they were the ancient tribe who were living in parts of India, and the king of that tribe was Bharata. Hence, the tribe name was Bharatas. Okay, na?
Yeah.
Then in Mahabharata, one more name was used that was Jambudvipa, and
Jambu.
Jambudvipa means island of the Jamun tree, right?
Jambu tree.
Island of the Jamun tree.
Yeah.
Jambudvipa means island of the Jamun tree. It was also used to refer to the Indian subcontinent. Getting it?
Yeah.
Further, we learned about Ashoka and Jambudvipa, where we learned that Ashoka he ruled
And
around
Jambu.
250 BCE, right now,
Yeah. Before
and in
common.
before Common Era, and in his stone inscriptions, in the stone inscriptions of Ashoka, he called the Indian subcontinent as Jambudvipa. Okay, now we find this word in the stone inscriptions of Ashoka. And the empire of Ashoka was very big actually. It included today's India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, and parts of Afghanistan also. Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Then later on, what happened? The word Bharatana, it became common. It started to become a common name. The word Bharata, we learned, it became a common name. The name it was widely used by different peoples in that century. Then we
Yeah.
learned about Vishnu Purana also, where we learned that Vishnu Purana mentions about the land north of the ocean and south of the snowy mountain is called as Bharata. Right now,
Yeah.
in the Vishnu Purana, we have learned about that. Getting it? There's this book where the land north of the Indian Ocean and south of the Himalaya that was referred to as Bharatas. So we have learned about that. Okay. Further, we learned about how foreigners named India. Okay, na? So Persians who came from Iran, they use the word Sindhu, right now. They use the word Sindhu, which basically refers to the Indus River. Okay, na? So they call India by the word Sindhu here, right now.
Yeah.
Okay, but this term Sindhu, right now, like later got modified to Hind or Hindu. Earlier they were using the word Sindhu, but later as time passed by, this word got modified to Hindu. But this term was used for referring to the geographical, like it was geographical in same sense and not
Yeah.
related to the Hindu religion. Basically, people who are living beyond this Indus River, they were called as Sindhu or Hindu, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Then Greeks, like after the Persians, Greeks came. They were ruled by Alexander, right now. So they
Yeah.
were they were led by Alexander, who came in contact with India in the year 326 BC, right?
Yeah.
And they named India by the word Indui and Indike, right now. So they call India as Indui or Indike, right?
Mhm.
And this Indui or Indike were also derived from the Persian Hindu word, right now. And how they were using it, they basically dropped the letter H, and without H, they were reading it like Indu, Indoi, Indike, like that. All right. Further, we learned about the Chinese also, like how the Chinese use the term Indu and Indo, right now. So the ancient Chinese people who came to India for the purpose of trade, huh? So they referred
Yeah.
to India as Hindu or Hindu. It's a term that was derived from the Sanskrit word Sindhu, right now. So instead of calling India Sindhu, they call it as Hindu or Indu, right?
Yeah.
Then there is another Chinese term also that is Tianzhou that also came from Sindhu. It reflected the Chinese respect for India as the land of the Buddha, right now. Chinese knew that Buddha was born in India, right now, and so they basically, as a respect for India, they call it as Tianzu. Since
Yeah.
Buddha was born here, so they call it as Tianzu. In Chinese, it means heavenly master, land of heavenly master. Okay,
Okay. Yeah.
so these things we have learned. right now. Okay. Then today we'll be learning about the ancient Tamil literature of India. Right now, we'll be learning about the ancient Tamil literature of India.
Tamil?
Tamil literature of India.
Okay.
Like in the Tamil literature, what were the names used to describe India? Okay. See, talking about ancient Tamil literature on India. Okay. By the way, this chapter was finished in the school or is it still going on?
Uh, Still going on in the who forgiven name in the in India.
Okay, still going on.
Yeah.
Okay, okay, okay. See, see, talking about this thing, ancient Tamil literature on India. So, in many popular ancient Tamil literatures, right now that were written about roughly 2,000 years ago, they provide us very important information about our country. Right now, there was one
Yeah.
famous Tamil poem that describes India as a land stretching from Cape Comorin, that is now Kanyakumari in the south, to Himalayas in the north. To Himalayas in the north, right?
Yeah.
See, basically, I was trying to take that image here. That okay. See, there was a Tamil poem that was written about 2,000 years ago. Written 2,000 years ago. Okay. So in that, India has been described as the land between the Cape Comorin. Earlier, it was called as Cape Comorin. Nowadays, we know it by the name of Kanyakumari. Have you heard about Kanyakumari?
Yeah. Kenya.
Right now, that is Kanyakumari.
Kumari.
So the land is stretching from the Cape Comorin, that is Kanyakumari, to the Himalayas over here. Right now, this is where the Himalayas were. Right. So was described as that much was described as India. Okay, and that the land between this is called as India,
Yeah.
like that. Okay, so this basically tells us that even in the ancient time, people had a clear idea about the vastness of India, about the unity of India. Right now,
Yeah.
so it basically kind of shows the deep sense of oneness and pride that Indians had in their land. Even they were speaking different languages, they were divided,
Yeah.
like they were living very far away from one another. Right now, so
Yeah.
it was mentioned over there. Particularly in Sangam literature, these things were found. Okay, now Sangam literature are the Tamil literature, particularly. Right now, what are Sangam
Yeah.
literature? These are ancient Tamil
Tamil literature.
literature. Literature, you understand, basically books. It refers to book, right now. So poem, in the poem, India today after the class, no, these PPTs will be sent to you. Okay. So in the poem, India is
Yeah,
described.
I'm living from Tamil Nadu.
Oh, okay. So India is described as the land between, or land we can say stretching, land stretching from Cape Comorin, that is modern day Kanyakumari, to Himalayas, right now. So it tells us that people actually had an idea about the vastness of India, like the India is stretched from where to where, right? It also mentions the poem also mentions about that India was surrounded by ocean on the east and the west. Right now, like here we have the Arabian Sea, now,
Yeah,
right?
Arabian,
Here we are having Bay of Bengal,
Bay of Bengal and Indian Oceans. That
Indian Ocean, exactly. So here we are having Indian Ocean over ocean here, right now. So it also mentions that India was surrounded by water bodies, right? By water bodies. So this
yeah,
shows that ancient Indians had a clear understanding of geography of India, right? It shows us
yeah,
that they had clear understanding of the geography of India. Okay. Hope that should be clear to you. All right
yeah,
now. Okay. Sorry. Okay. So that was about it. So most of the important things we have learned. Okay. Um, there's one more thing I will be telling you. Okay. That like we know that in the Indian Constitution, how India has been described right now. So the Indian Constitution, it describes India in two different ways, right? Like in English it states India, that is Bharat, India, that is
or
Bharat. While in Hindi it describes India as Bharat, Bharat
or,
Arthat India.
or
Huh.
India.
Arthat basically means Arthat basically means in English we translate it to that is or and. Okay, now whether we call this as that is or and. So hope that
Oh,
is clear to you.
yeah,
Okay, now. So in the Indian Constitution, this is how India has been described actually. Like this is particularly mentioned in the Article 1 of the Constitution. There are different articles in our Constitution, right now. So Article 1 of the Constitution mentions this that India, that is Bharat, shall be a union of the state, while the Hindi version translates as Bharat Atharth India, right?
Bharat and all India.
Atharth India. So this is a phrase, it's actually a phrase that was chosen to describe the India. This phrase has kept the traditional name also, right now. It included the traditional name and the modern name also. So what was the traditional name of India?
Bharat,
Exactly. So that is Bharat. So in this traditional name is was also kept alive, and the modern name, that is India. So that was also kept in it. Okay. So hope that is clear. So this basically this dual name of India was adopted to bridge the gap between ancient cultural heritage and the modern globally recognized name, that is India. Today, everyone knows India by the name India only. Many few foreigners would be knowing India by the name of Bharat, right now. So that is the thing. Okay, so most of the things like in the chapter, different things we have discussed. Okay, now before we end the chapter, I'll be just giving you an overview of the things which we have learned. Particularly, I will give you an overview of how Persians named India in different ways. All right, now after that,
yeah,
we will get to do some questions. Okay, see, talking about how foreigners named India, because from this section, questions will be surely asked from this section. Okay, so we have discussed that foreigners named India in different ways. Persians called it Hind, Greeks used the word Indoi, right now that later on evolved into
Indica.
India. Chinese refer it to as Yintu or Tianzu, right?
Yeah, Tianjin.
Huh. So how foreigners named India? So talking about Persians, after Persians, we learned about Greeks also.
Greek
We
and
learned about
Chinese.
Chinese also, right? Then we'll be learning about one more thing. One second. That is the name Hindustan also. I'll be explaining that, like how this term came into existence right now.
Yeah,
And I'll be explaining you about the journey of a Chinese scholar also. Okay, now today we'll be learning
yeah.
about the journey of a Chinese scholar also, that was
Then
Xuanzang. Okay, now
Johnson.
Xuanzang's journey. Okay. First of all, talking about the Persians, so we discussed that what happened. The Persians, they conquered the Indus River region. The Indus River region, you understand now? The area
Yeah,
in the northwest part of India right now. Getting
yeah.
it? So they had actually conquered. They had captured that area. So they conquered the Indus River region, right? Because why they will be naming it? If they don't have anything to do with why they will name that region? So since they had captured that region, they were ruling in that area for a long period of time. That is why they went on to name it. And they named it as Hind. Named it as Hind or Hindu.
Hindu.
Then came the Greeks. Now what the Greeks did now? Greeks,
Hindu
they
and
were,
Indian.
yeah, they dropped the H sound and they called the region Indo or Indike, right?
Yeah,
So what they did, Greeks were led by Alexander, no?
yeah.
So they dropped the H sound and called the region Indoi, or what was the next name?
Indigo.
Indike, exactly, Indoi and Indike. Now this the word Indoi or Indike later on evolved into India. The word India that we use today, the modern name, it actually evolved from
Hindu.
Indoi and Indike, right now?
Yeah.
That evolved into India that we are still using today, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Then talking about Chinese. So about the Chinese, we know that they call India as Intu, right now?
Yeah, Hindu or Hindu.
Yintu, into, it was derived from Sindhu,
Yeah, and the Taizu.
right now. So derived from Sindhu, and they also call India by another name called as Tianzu. Why? So because Buddha was born here, right now.
Yeah.
So another name was Tianzu, and Tianzu means heavenly master.
Yeah, heavenly, the land of heavenly master.
Exactly, the land of heavenly master. But now let's learn about this one also. Like, how did the word Hindustan came into use? Also, like in history books, we find that India has been called as Hindustan also. Right? Today
Yeah.
also, we use the word Hindustan. So this was found to be mentioned in the Persian inscriptions. In the Persian books,
Persian
it was found
inscription.
almost 1800 years ago. The books that were written in Persian language. So there we find that India is named for this by this name. Okay, particularly this name was popular for the northern part of India, right now.
Yeah.
So it became popular. This name Hindustan became popular in became
North.
popular in North India.
Yeah.
Okay, but not that much in South India. Then this same name was used by later invaders and rulers. Later on, the invaders, looters, or rulers who came to India, they also started using the same name because most of the invaders and the rulers, they used to come to the northern part of India.
Yeah.
Understood now? So the same name Hindustan was used by rulers, rulers, and invaders. Okay, that is the thing. Now let's get to learn about Zhuangzang's journey. Like, who was he? See, Zhuangzang basically he was a Chinese scholar,
Yeah, China.
and he traveled for 17 years in India. He traveled for 17 years. He kept traveling to different parts of India, and he mainly studied about Buddhism. Okay, no? So Zhuangzang's journey in India. Okay, so he who was he? He was a
Sure. China.
Chinese scholar. Okay, then he kept traveling for how many years?
17 years.
17 years in parts of
Parts of India.
India. Which religion did he studied?
Which religion?
Buddhism. Okay, no? So he studied about Buddhism in India, right? Then what work he did? He actually collected the Sanskrit Buddhist books. Right now, he collected and translated the Sanskrit Buddhist text into Chinese language. Okay, no?
Yeah.
Like Buddhism is followed in Chinese in China also, no? Right now.
Yeah.
So he collected and translated Buddhist Sanskrit text into Chinese language. Okay, so when he went back to China, so these books were read by many people and they also converted to Buddhism. Understood that now? Okay, so here we have basically completed the chapter. So we can conclude the chapter here and we can say that the different names that were given to India by the foreign cultures, it reflects the rich history of India, right now, and how India was culturally influenced across the world also. Okay, now let's do some questions. Okay. So you look over here and start answering what does the term Sapta Sindhava mean?
The land of seven rivers.
Correct. Next question.
All citizen destination in Rigveda.
Hmm. So what which Rig Veda are you sure about it? Think again.
Bharata. Bharata is a Vishnu Purana.
Bharata and Vishnu Purana.
Or Mahabharata. Yeah, Mahabharata. It's,
It is
yeah, I studied that.
mhm, right. So basically the word Bharata, no, it is not in Mahabharata. In Mahabharata you have got Bharatavarsha and Jambi Dvipa. In
Yeah, I
Mahabharata,
studied that.
huh.
Yeah, the Bharatan, I studied the book.
Hmm. So you remember in Rig Veda, I think you were saying Rig Veda moments ago, right? So in Rig
Yeah,
Veda, there's a mention about a tribe by the name of Bharata, right? Now, Bharata
yeah,
means
I
land.
studied in Mahabharata. It's the Bharata.
Okay. So Bharata means land of the Bharatas, right? Now, Bharatas means land of the
Yeah.
Bharatas. Bharat means land of the Bharatas there. And this is found mentioned in Rig Veda actually. No, option number B was the right answer, which you answered earlier. Who
Yeah,
was
I
the
was
ruler?
studying also in the Mahabharata.
Okay, you are saying that you have studied about that in Mahabharata also. See,
Yeah.
the most relevant option for this is Rig Veda because for the first time this name is found mentioned in the Rig Veda actually. Okay, who was the ruler associated with the term Jambu Dvipa?
Yeah. And the third was is Ashoka.
Ashoka, exactly. What name did the Persians use for the region around the Indus River?
Indus. Sindhu.
Hmm. That is
Sindhu.
Sindhu. Question saying what name did the Persians use for the region around the Indus River? See, Sindhu is the name for the Indus River. Okay.
Mhm.
And the region around that Indus River that is called as Hind. The word that was used by them was Hind actually. No, you try and recall this thing. See, 1 second. Let me get you to that slide. You will be able to recall that. See, about the Persians, what I have told you, right? So they were using the word Sindhu to mention Sindhu to mention India. Later modified it to Hind and Hindu. Right now,
Yeah,
getting
yeah,
it.
yeah.
Hmm.
Okay.
Okay. Which term was used by ancient Greeks to refer to India?
Which was chosen by ancient
Mm-hmm.
Asian groups refers to India. Indo.
Hindu, exactly. Correct. Hmm.
Okay.
Answer these questions.
Which describe the which term refers to religion. I do not understand the question.
It is saying the term dash refers to the region of India as described in the Mahabharata. In the Mahabharata, which term has been used to describe India?
Which term?
Mm-hmm.
Which term? I don't
Try.
know.
You don't know.
Yeah.
Try to recall. Haven't we learned about it? Hmm. They were
What
actually
say?
they were here.
What saying question? Which term means refers to the region of India?
Uh
And
huh. Term here like what name was used? Haven't we learned that Bharata Varsha was used?
Bharata.
Bharata Varsha, no? Right?
Term. Yeah, I answer name.
So Bharata, T8 should be Bharata Varsha, right?
Yeah, Bharata.
Uh, Next,
The ancient China refers to the region of into.
Yintu or Yindu.
Yeah, into or Hindu.
Good. The name Dash is still used in North India.
Hindustan.
Hindustan, exactly. Next, the Dash Veda is considered India's oldest,
The Rig Veda.
the Rig Veda.
Yeah.
Dash Emperor used the term Jambu Deepa in this
Ashok.
inscription. Ashok, very good. What does Jambu Deepa means?
Jambudvipa is a tree of Jamu tree.
Land of the
La-
Jamun tree.
Yeah, land of a Jamu tree.
Land of the Jamun tree. Okay. Yeah, answer these questions.
First one is false.
Exactly because it refers to the land of
There
seven
are,
rivers. No?
yeah, 7 rivers.
Next.
The third hint is usually used to describe the India.
Hmm.
The
Initially,
second one is false, I think.
no, it is true. First, firstly, the Persians used the term Sindhu to describe India, right? Firstly, they
Yeah,
used
yeah, yeah.
Sindhu.
Yeah,
Later
I
on, they
think it's
modified it.
around the Indus River.
Uh, Later on, they modified it to Hind and Hindu, right? Later
Yeah,
on, this
Hindu
was
and
modified.
Hindu.
So actually, they were used by Persians, so it is correct.
Yeah.
Next,
Bharata also is specifically a region of India. No, is false.
it is clearly false because we
Yeah,
find that the word Kashmira was used,
yeah.
right? Next,
And who traveling into India.
Xuanzang was
No,
a Chinese scholar who traveled to India.
yeah,
He stayed in India for 17 years, right
yeah.
now. He learned about Buddhism.
Hindustan is the first Greek inscription. It's not it's false.
It is false, no? Because we have learned it is not is used in the Greek is not found in the Greek
Yeah,
inscriptions, but in
yeah,
the
Russians. Russians.
Persian inscriptions roughly how many years ago?
How many years? One.
1800
Oh,
years ago. Okay.
1800 years. Okay, okay.
Hmm.
Mahabharata. Okay, Mahabharata. Mahabharata means of
You
do
have to correct. You have to correctly match column A with column B here.
first of all. I think first
Hmm.
one is E.
First one is option E. Okay, and then other
Other Vishnu Purana corruption to north. Yeah, yeah, Chindi.
rest of India's land. Correct. That is D. Very good.
The Jambudvipa means of Islamic. Yeah, but Jambudvipa means of A.
Very good. Fourth.
Hindustan. Yeah, it's a C. And I'll say B.
Hmm. Well done. Hmm.
Yeah, start. Very certain start means Bharatavarsha means the organic
Originate.
September.
It is originate. Yeah.
Okay, that's it's uh, named in the old text and the mean Bharata was Mahabharata.
No, you're mixing it up. Just what does the term Bharata Varsha mean and how did it originate?
Originate.
Originate means like how did it came into existence? How did it came? How did it originated? What is
How
its
did
origin?
oh
Like where do you find the word Bharata Varsha? And why was it called so? Continue.
the Bharata version mean the Bharata, the land of Bharatas. Bharata
Hmm.
version means the
Hmm.
land of
Correct.
Bharatas.
Correct.
And,
So
and
Bharata
there's
Varsha. Uh-huh.
and organized.
See, Bharata Varsha means the land of Bharata, which refers to King Bharata. He
Yeah,
was
Bharata.
he was an ancient emperor, right now. Like he is
Yeah,
believed to be the
answering.
ancestor of the Indian people, right?
Yeah,
Okay, and that name basically tells us about that this India was ruled by the King Bharata and his descendants also. Later on, the his sons and other descendants who came, they also ruled India.
yeah,
Understood it? Okay.
yeah.
Now the question here is that the word Bharatavarsha, in which book is it mentioned? In
Mention
Mahabharata or in Rig Veda? Where is it found to be written?
Mahabharata.
Mm-hmm. In Mahabharata, exactly.
Yeah,
Right now, so the answer will be that the what does it means Bharatavarsha? So we will write down that Bharatavarsha means the land of Bharat, which refers to King Bharata and who was an ancient emperor in India. Okay, the name Bharatavarsha is found in the epic Mahabharata. Right,
yeah.
it is found mentioned in Mahabharata.
Mm, yeah.
Okay, next question: how did the
How
Greeks
did
derive
the
the word?
Greek derive the Hindu? Hindu saying, yeah, it's derived from the Hindu or Sindhu.
Correct, right now. The Greeks derive Indoi from the Sanskrit word
Yeah,
Sindhu,
yeah, yeah, Sindhu.
which is actually a name of the Indus River, right?
Yeah, the land of seven rivers, Hindus.
Good, good. Further, what we learn that the Persians changed Sindhu to Hindu. The Persians they
Yeah.
changed Sindhu to
Hindu,
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 and the
and the Greek
Greeks. Mhm,
Indo.
exactly. Greeks dropped the H letter and then they called it as Indoi. Right?
Yeah.
Okay, so we have to answer it in a proper chronology. So first, it was that Greeks derived Indoi from Sindhu.
Yeah.
From
Hindu.
Sindhu, they derived it. That is
Yeah.
Indoi.
Also.
Okay, but basically, the word Sindhu was first converted into
Yeah,
Hi-
Christian.
Hindu
Yes,
by
yes.
Greeks now,
Yeah, yeah.
and then the Indoi was adopted by whom? By the
Adopted by yeah,
Greeks.
Christians.
You by the Greeks, you should be saying.
So yeah.
Okay, next, what description of India is found in the Vishnu Purana?
India, what's description? What description? I do not mean that.
Description. Description
Yeah.
basically means here like how, how was it? Means like description is something like what do we say? It's kind of tells us about it. Like description basically means it
Oh,
tells
the
information about
yeah, I
something,
said that.
like what
I
something is
think.
like. Okay.
Oh,
Mm.
like I something say the Vishnu Purana. It's a description like north, north, south, and Himalaya.
You should be saying it that Vishnu Purana describes India as the country situated north of the ocean and south of the snowy
That was
mountains, that is Himalaya,
yeah.
right? Okay, right now we are discussing it, but we'll be writing down the answers together. Okay, now after discussion, we'll be writing it. Okay. Why did ancient Chinese text sometimes refers to India as Tianzu?
Yeah, it's Stein. The the Chinese means the Taizu. It's a Bukta birth on the
Hmm.
India.
Hmm.
It's Chinese or mean the Taizu. It mean heavenly master, land of heavenly master.
Hmm. Hmm. Right. So basically, they had great admiration for India. They had great respect for India. Why?
Yeah,
Because
by
India,
Buddha.
huh, because
Buddha son.
in India hold a very important place because of its spiritual significance. Because it was the
Yeah,
birthplace of Gautam
Buddha.
Buddha. Right. It was the birthplace of Buddha. So since it was
Mm.
the source of Buddhism, thereby they call it as the land of heavenly master.
Yeah,
In Chinese, the term used was Tianzu. Okay.
thank you.
What phrase does the Indian constitution use to define the nation and where is it found?
What define the very
Hmm.
India?
Moments ago, I told you about the Indian constitution that in the
Yeah,
year, uh, how it describes India.
what describe India? The what the world the traditional name was Bharata.
Huh? Basically, you have to tell me the phrase. This is the phrase, no? Moments ago, I have written it here. This was the phrase. See, this is the phrase, no? Right?
Yeah,
So that was India, that is Bharat, right? India,
yeah,
that is Bharat. So the Indian constitution defines the country as India,
oh,
that is Bharat. In Hindi, it is Bharat
that's
Athar,
yeah,
uh-huh, and it is found in Article 1 of the Indian constitution. This is the source.
yeah,
Understood it
source
now?
of art. Yeah,
Like where it is found, so it is found in the Article 1 of the Indian constitution.
yeah,
Okay. Hmm. So you write down some questions and you'll be writing down the answers to it. Okay. Now the same question you write down. Write down the first question. After that, we'll be writing down the answer together. Okay, Sai?
yeah.
Write it down quickly.
Gee,
Yeah, have you written the question?
No. Wait.
Write it down quickly.
Yeah, I done it.
Okay. Now write down the answer to it. Okay, so you write down that. This is the answer for question number one. Okay, first question. So write down Bharatavarsha. Bharatvarsha means the means the land of the Bharata. The land of the Bharata. Okay, referring to King Bharata. King Bharata, who was an ancient Indian king. Who was an ancient Indian emperor, we can say. Emperor. Okay. This name is found mentioned in Mahabharata. Is found mentioned in Mahabharata.
Yeah.
And also write down and tells us tells us tells us that India was ruled by Bharata and his descendants. Descendants basically means people who came after him, kings who came after him. Descendants here
Yeah.
means people who came after him or the rulers who came after him. Okay, write it down quickly.
Then propose the name sound. What is mean that this name is found and what the name mentioned? Yeah.
This name is found mentioned in Mahabharata, meaning that
Oh,
this name
mention.
is written in Mahabharata. When you will read Mahabharata, so you will find this name over there.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Mahabharata and those India was related. Yeah, I done it.
Okay. Write down the second question. How did the Greeks derive the word Indoi for India? Write down the question.
Three. Zero, then the board in the I ended it. I ended it.
Now write down the answer. So
Okay.
as we have discussed that Greeks derive Indoi from the Sanskrit word Sindhu, right now?
Yeah.
Okay, but not directly because first Sindhu was converted to Hindu by the Persians, right?
Yeah.
Then Hindu was later on adopted by the Greeks and they called it as Indoi, right?
Yeah.
So write down
Good.
the Greeks derived Indoi from the Sanskrit word Sindhu. Sindhu was the name of
Seven, the
Indus River.
Hindus.
Sapta Sindhava was the name of the seven rivers. Okay, Sapta Sindhava meant the land of the seven rivers. Here it's simply Sindhu, right? So that refers to
That's
Indus River. Then the Persians changed it. The
person sent to Sindhu.
Hindu.
No,
The
no.
Persians,
Sindhu or Hindu.
the Persians changed Sindhu to Hindu. Okay,
Yeah.
no, changed Sindhu to Hindu. Then later, what happened? The then Greeks called the people living beyond, or just you write it down in the following manner. Then Greeks dropped H and called it as Indoi. Call it as Indoi, or Indike was also used by them, by the way, right now. Indoi
Yeah.
and Indike was also used. Write down quickly.
But on or it's also. Yeah, I finished that.
Finished? Good.
Yeah.
Okay. Write the third question quickly. What description of India is found in the Vishnu Purana?
It's crop, crops, yeah. Um, in the
Vishnu Purana. Okay.
yeah.
Hmm. 1 second. Hmm. Write down quickly. So you write down. We have learned that basically in Vishnu Purana, it was described as the land between
Land,
what? The north of the ocean
north,
and south of a snowy mountain,
north
right?
of the ocean of Himalaya. Himalaya.
Exactly. Right now. So the Vishnu
Okay.
Purana
Mm,
describes India, that is Bharat, as the
mm.
country situated north of the ocean and south of the
South of Himalaya. Himalaya.
hmm, that is snowy mountains, Himalayas. Good. Himalayas. Okay. Write down this.
North of the ocean and the south, south of snowy mountains. Yeah.
Done.
Yeah.
Good. Okay, write down one more question. Question number 4. Why did in ancient Chinese texts sometimes refer to India as Tianzu?
Ancient text. If sometime refers to India as a yeah.
Done? Okay. Now write down the answer. That fourth one. Ancient Chinese texts. One second. Text called India Tianzu as
Mhm.
as India was the birthplace of Buddha. Right now. So as a
What
respect for
relates
India as a of
with
land of the
the
source of Buddhism, they called India Tianzu. In bracket, you will write down